Have you ever wondered why in 2025 more drivers are quitting, why they're hanging up the keys, and why trucking just has a high turnover rate, especially last year and going in this year? Then you need to watch today's video because I got something to tell you. Check it out. Welcome back to my channel, y'all. My name is Sean. I am a truck driver trainer with Rosedale Transport. I've been driving most of my career. Come off the road about a year ago to work inside the office. So my channel is all about trucking. So make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. If you get any value from it, hit the like button. And also follow me over on Facebook because I've got over 278,000 followers on Facebook. If you're new to trucking, you're just getting in it, I put out tips. I put out CDL tips and hacks every single day to try to help you succeed. Today's video is why in 2025 are truck drivers quitting, or why do we have a high turnover rate? This question has been asked for me a lot of times. Is it worth getting into trucking? Is now the time to buy a truck? Is it now the time not to buy a truck? And I hear all these questions, so I figured, you know what, I'm gonna make a video about it. So I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. Now, first off, I gotta let you know that trucking has changed my life. Trucking is what built everything that I have. It all came from trucking besides the good Lord above. The good Lord's what gave it to me. But trucking has done me good. And trucking can do good for you, but I don't want you to come in with high hopes of expectations and you end up failing. So I want to break down some key things of why we have a high turnover rate in trucking. And maybe trucking is not right for you, maybe it is. So let's go over this right now. The first thing is the CDL schools. The CDL schools are teaching drivers how to get their CDL, but they're not teaching them to be truck drivers. See, we've lost the way. Back in the day, your grandfather you'd be grandfathered in, or your uncles or aunts would teach you, and they teach you the respect of how to become a truck driver, how to deal with certain things and certain elements of the road, how to deal with loneliness, how to deal with fatigue, how to deal with all the bull crap that we have to put up with, and the CDL school's not preparing you for that. So that's another reason right now you should hit subscribe on my channel, because I'm going to break these things down to you, and I'm going to try to teach you and train you. And so I put out videos every day, so if you watch my videos, the more you watch, the more you learn. And if it's not my channel, find you a trucking channel that you can watch, that you can trust, that's going to tell you the real truth about trucking. So when you go out and you pay your CDL school, $4,500, $5,000, whatever it is, know you're just getting a CDL. You're actually not a truck driver, not just yet. You may hold a license, but you're not actually a truck driver. And a lot of drivers get their CDL, and then they get out there on the road, they go work with a trucking company, and they put them with a bad company, or they get with a company that doesn't train them, and they're not prepared for it. There's a lot of bad companies out there, so you want to do your research. Try to find the best company that works for you. Now, I work for Rosedale Transport. That's the company that I came to right out of school back in 2008. Great company, great training. They're a good company. Now, I left there and I went to Heartland. I went to a few other places, but I've been back 4 years. Now I'm actually a driver coach there. I'm going to put the number right here at the bottom of the screen, 706-226-1003. If you're a new truck driver right out of school, you want to get with Rosedale if you're in the area. But if not Rosedale, you want to find a good company that's going to treat you right. A lot of these companies, they run like teams. So they throw you in the seat, the trainer goes, "Oh man, I'm going to bed. Good luck with it." That's not the kind of company you want. You don't want that. You want a mentor that's going to train you and teach you the right way. And there's a lot of good companies out there. Just because I work for Rosedale Transport, it is a good company, but there is other ones out there. And if you do call Rosedale, ask for Tina, 706-226-1003. Tell me boy Sean from YouTube sent you, all right? And I'd love to meet you. I'd love for you to come down, and I'd love to meet you there. But not knowing the right way to do things can be a shock and all to drivers. So drivers are coming out here and they're not prepared for it. They're not prepared on how to do it. They get frustrated. They don't know how to properly back. They don't know how to use a GPS. They don't know how to trip plan. They don't know how to use their maps. And these things cause a lot of frustrations, and drivers just don't make it. Okay, that's why proper training. That is number one reason why drivers are quitting today, is they didn't get the right training. Okay. Now, let's say they got good training, they get out there and they get a bad company, or they leave, and you have a company that has a lot of bad runs, and a lot of times you're stuck and you're not prepared for that. Another thing you're not prepared for is leaving your family. That is something that's very hard, knowing you're used to being your family every single day, and now you're gone for 6 and 8 weeks at a time. There's companies out there like that. I couldn't do it. Thank God with Rosedale, they're in and back company. So I was getting home every weekend, at the very worst, every other weekend. And my family could deal with that. So you got to find something that you can deal with, whether it's going to be local or what. But being out on the road a long time can be lonely. You've got to learn how to use podcasts. You've got to learn how to communicate with your family via Facebook, Messenger, talking to them on the phone, these things like that. Because being away, you're wondering, what is she doing, or what is he doing, or they're going to be wondering what you're doing. Those things like that can cause turmoil inside of a family, and that's another reason that truck drivers don't make it. The next thing is the high cost. It's very costly out there at the truck stops. You make this money, but then you spend most of it buying food or at the truck stop and hot dogs. You've got to learn very early on how to meal prep, how to cook in your truck, and then you can survive. I've also got videos on that too, teaching you how. Now, I spent a lot of money not knowing this, but once I learned how to be a sufficient truck driver, then I was able to succeed in trucking by doing that. Another thing is communication. If you're not a good communicator, you might not be a good truck driver. You say, Sean, what do you mean communicator? I'm driving a truck. You've got to know how to communicate with your dispatch, because if you can't communicate and you can't understand what they're saying, it can be confusing. You got to let them know your needs, that when you need to be home, not that they can get you home then, but when you need to be home. Some drivers like to run this, some drivers like to run that. So you got to be able to communicate your needs and develop a relationship with your dispatcher. If you're running late, if you're running early, you want to do these things. Talking to customers. All right. Another thing is getting out here and dealing with all these regulations. Again, that goes back to training. Back when I first started, we had logbooks. Now we have these things called ELDs. It tracks your logs. If you don't know how to manage your time right, you're gonna lose miles. You're gonna lose time. So just because you got a CDL, you've got to learn these things. So that's why I suggest subscribe to the channel. I'm going to teach you how to maximize your hours. I'm going to teach you how to live on the truck and live successfully out there on the road. That's what my channel is all about, is helping you succeed. So then you've got to learn how to deal with the stress of traffic and the stress of dealing with shippers canceling on you. Maybe mad dispatchers, being angry. You got to learn that what you cannot control, you got to let go, but focus on what you can. And once I realized it's all about mindset, it's more than just truck driving. It's about mindset, knowing that I can't control traffic. But you get a traffic jam, you get all upset, it's going to ruin your day. Unless you're like, hey man, at least I ain't in that accident. At least I ain't the one in that accident. That's the kind of mentality you got to have. Okay, yeah, I got here at 3, they're not going to take me. All right, I'm stuck. Okay, fine, I'm going to clean my truck out. I'm going to work out. I'll make a video. I'm going to read a book. You got to use your time wisely and use the right mental mindset. And that goes with anything in life. But like I was telling you about regulations, I didn't mean to skip over that. Regulations, you got to learn how to properly use PC, how to properly log this stuff, what the DOT wants, how to do a good pre-trip. You don't do a good pre-trip, you get out there and you're breaking down all the time. Or if you find a company that doesn't help you with maintenance, this is all can be aggravating. That's the reason drivers are quitting, is they're just not properly prepared and they're not properly trained right. But listen, if you follow my channel, I'm going to help you out. If you come over to Rosedale, I'm going to help you out. Hey, if you just want to shoot me a comment, I'll help you out. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If I can help you in any way, let me know. Please hit the like button. Please hit share. It's Trucking Life with Sean, baby. Let's get it.